Hi everyone, my name is Lise Sigouin and I'm going to be your child's grade 7 math teacher this year. I know this might seem a little strange, but this is a very good way for me to get all my information out to you fairly quickly in under 10 minutes because as you're going to see Thursday night, if you do decide to come, it gets very chaotic in that gym and it's really hard for me to get all this information out. I keep repeating and repeating, so hopefully this avoids that part of it. Here's a little bit about me. Those are my children. I have two boys. One's in grade 12 at Louis Riel and the other one is in grade 8. So I do know what it's like to juggle a family and homework and activities and sports. So I completely understand that part of your life. I've been teaching at St. Peter, I want to say, for over close to 10 years. I taught at St. Francis before that for many years, I think 12 years. So if you can do the math, I've been teaching for over 20 years. The last 6 years have been mostly math. And this year I only teach grade 7 math by choice. Here's a little bit of information about routines and homework. So their cell phones, I really hope they keep it in their locker, but if they do bring it to class, we have a pocket chart, kind of like the one you see on the screen, and they put their phones in there. It's numbered. They know what number is their pocket for their phones. I have 18 iPads and over 8 Chromebooks, so more than enough for everybody, so I don't need their phones in the class. This way it avoids distractions as well. The textbook they're going to be getting sometime this week. So the grade 7, we use the grade 7 Nelson Mathematics. And that one you're going to keep at home till June. I don't want them bringing it back and forth to school. I do have a few extra copies in class. It's mostly used for homework. And this way it avoids them lugging that big heavy textbook every day back and forth and losing it or forgetting it at home or forgetting it at school, etc. You can expect daily homework from me from Monday to Thursday. So I never give homework on weekends. I never give a test on a Monday. And it should take about 15 to 20 minutes for them to finish their homework. At the beginning especially, if you can track how long it takes them, and if after 20 minutes, half an hour, they're not done, just write me a note in the agenda just saying, worked on it for 30 minutes, initial it, and that's fine. Because the homework should be stuff they can do independently. If they're not able to do it independently, I need to know that. It's different if they have a question or two, but the tough questions we try to do in class, should just be extra practice. Tests will be announced about a week in advance. And the couple days before the test, I really reduce, I don't give homework. So if you notice that they haven't had homework in a while, you might want to ask them if they have a test coming up, because I give those nights so that they can review their notes and get extra practice if they want to. So I'll assign suggested practice. The supplies they need, I've already told them this. We wrote it in their agenda on the first day of school. The 3 that are the most important are highlighted. So especially first term, I'm going to insist they have a workbook. I know they all have binders and that's great, but they have a lot of binders to bring back and forth every night. This little workbook can be put in their binder or can be brought home just on its own. So it's not a lot. It's not heavy for them to carry. And this way they don't lose all their papers while they start falling out of their binders. Because right now their binders look pretty organized, but as the year goes on, those papers start to fall out. A pencil, I put it there because they all have a lot of pencils right now, but come November, December, they start losing them, or lending them out. So if you can remind them to put a few in their locker and just 1 or 2 in their pencil case. Whiteboard markers, probably the most important tool they have in my class, and they get upset when they forget their marker because I have 13 desks that you can actually write on. And we have 4 boards that they could do their work on. And they really like that part. And it's really easy for me to look around the room and see who's getting it and who's struggling and where their mistake is just by having it written a little bit bigger. So if you could splurge and buy them those whiteboard markers, they sell them, they sell the fancy ones at Staples, but they sell the Expo ones at the dollar store that are just as good. And again, they don't need all kinds of colors. They need 1 to start. I would buy them 4 because they come in a pack of 4 and store some in their locker for later. A calculator they are going to need. their own calculator. It does not have to be a scientific calculator, but they do need their own calculator. Again, if you could label it, that helps them keep organized. So if I find it, I know who it belongs to. I explained to them that they'll need 2 dividers. They'll put notes and on one and worksheets and tests on the other, and we're going to do that next week. The geometry sets and graph paper, they don't need that till December, so I told them to keep that in their locker. If they want to take out the little 15-centimeter ruler, that's a great idea to put it in their pencil case. This is just to show you the strands that we cover in math. You can fast forward this part. I'll be very brief. We do 4 strands per term. So first term, we're going to be doing 4, and the next term, we're going to repeat 3 of them. So statistics and probability is only done in second term, and geometry is only done in first term. The others repeat. Here's where I get to communicate with you. It's called Hapera, and I'll show you how to access that in a little bit. If you want to come back to this later, you can always go back and read the instructions how to get in, but I will model it on my computer in a few minutes. That's where I'm going to put all my information, where if they have a big assignment coming up. I don't post daily homework on there, but I do put in some video tutorials that they can use. Okay, so here's what you can do to help them. Encourage them to do their homework. They're going to have homework from Monday to Thursday. If they tell you they have no homework, it's usually not true, because I assign the homework the last 5 minutes of class, so everyone has the same homework. This way, this child who works fast is not going home with no homework, and the other child who takes a little bit longer is going home with an hour of homework. Everybody gets the same questions assigned in the last 5 minutes of class. So if they told you they finished it in class, it wasn't done during my class. If they're struggling, please remind them, did you go see the video on Hapera? Because I always put a video tutorial on the new concept, and I pick that video tutorial to be similar to how I teach it. One of the things I'm going to encourage is to ask them to check their Mathletics, because oftentimes I've assigned lessons, and Mathletics is an app I'll show you in a little bit that they have on their phone or on their computer, depending on what device they use. And I put lessons on there that they need to complete. And if they log in and you see that they have lessons, that means that they are not done. If they are done, they have nothing assigned, they can always reach ahead. They can reach ahead to the next grade if they want to. The other thing, I'm going to encourage you to tell your child to use Homework Help. It's a free online help from teachers in Ontario. So basically, a teacher sitting at home, your child asks a question, and they guide them through with their homework. I'll show you how to access that. Worst case scenario, you can always get a tutor if needed. Student Services at our school has some student tutors that they have names of. They can ask me for extra help. All they need to do is say, Miss, I didn't understand. You think I can come in today or tomorrow at lunch? And I'll go over it with them. I never take their entire lunch hour, usually in 5 minutes, one-on-one. If it's caught early on, we can resolve the problem. If they wait too long and the day before a test say, I don't understand, can you reteach everything to me? The answer is going to be no. They need to be asking for help as it goes. So as soon as they don't understand a concept, they're to ask. And they know we've gone over this. We do a lot of activities in class where they have an opportunity to ask me one-on-one instead of putting their hand up in front of the whole class to say they don't understand. On the next page, I'm going to show you the best way to contact me. The phone is probably the worst way. This email is probably the best way to get a hold of me. Understand that I have 125 students and that your requests will not be answered necessarily in the same day, but I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so here's the quick way for your child to get onto Hapera. They go to St. Peter High School website. They click on Student Portal. Once on Student Portal, you'll see Hapera being here. The other one that's important on the Student Portal that we talked about is Mathletics. Mathletics is one that they're going to log into within the next 2 weeks, and that's where you can check if they have homework that's due. Hepera, if you click on it, they're going to get in and see all their classes that they have. When they click on their math class, I have only math because I teach only math, they're going to see something saying grade 7 math parents. Clicking on that is where they will find the information. This is where the video is that you're watching right now. Here are the course outline and the intro letter. If you've listened to the video, you do not necessarily need to read the intro letter. You can look at the course outline if you'd like. But most importantly, if I could ask you, it would really, really help me if you went and filled out this Google form. If you click on it, over here where it says parent response, you don't have to send a form back to school saying, yes, I've read the course outline. All you have to do is click on that Google form and then just put your child's name, if you're the mother, father, grandparent, the homeroom that they're in, the preferred email you'd like me to get if I want to get in contact with you, and then just saying you've read it or you haven't, and anything else you want to tell me about your child that you might not get a chance to tell me or you're afraid I might not remember on parent night. So I am hoping that you come see me on parent night. I did try to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm at 11:23. So looking forward to meeting you. And if you can't make it on parent night, at least I get this information from you. Thank you very much.